Yo, Z God, aka Story Lord, aka Z Boy. You heard? We moving out here. We ain't playing no games. Brownsville, Brooklyn is in the building. 11212 mob. We taking over everything. You heard? I'm dropping new installments of that fire all month long. You heard? No games being played, man. Get at me, man. Hey, yo, check my rap track record. It's disgusting. You heard? If you want to collab with me, you want to get on a song with me, you a producer, you a rapper, get at me. You heard? Email me business only. You heard?
The murder rate crazy, no hope for the babies. They be blowing off 80s. Pray you ain't next, then pray for my jets. They like Satan out here.
Hey yo, make sure you saw part one to this movie. You heard? LAZ, Brownsville, Brooklyn, man. I mean, make sure you go to that new and recent episodes playlist where you will see every episode, every new episode in order.
You know Homo, Tyson Man, Daryl Bomb. I just see a big light-skinned nigga with a big-ass chain on his neck on the other line like, yo, who named Rondu? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? I'm Rondu. Wow, what's up? He grabbing his chain like, yo, you want this shit? I'm like, hell yeah, I want that shit, you heard? You know what I'm saying? And so when niggas got me for that chain, I was robbing everybody. Like I said, OG Mack, he came through. I didn't know him at the time. I came to Little Library. I think I had a shooter or two with me. OG Mack was in the adults at the time. I don't know how he pulled off from adults to the adolescent. I might even got that confused. I don't know, because my memory is kind of fucked up, to be honest with you, because I smoke weed. But to be honest with you, bro, but I know this for a fact, and it's a true story. The first time I ever seen Omar, OG Mack, he was in the lower library with a whole bunch of jewelry on his neck. I looked at him one time and turned my head. I said, oh, I'm getting him. Soon as he leave the library, I ain't know who he was, and I ain't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? At that point, it was maybe 5-6 months into after niggas had robbed me. I done robbed so much shit that I was robbing every fucking body. You understand what I'm saying? So when I seen that, I'm like, oh, he getting it. You know what I'm saying? So I turned my head, got a little library book. I'm looking at the little library book, looking at that shit. And I'm saying to myself, damn, why the fuck this nigga keep looking at me? Because I feel him just watching me. He don't know me, I don't know him. So why the fuck? All I did was glance and turn my head. I know I didn't give him no indication because I wasn't that type of nigga. You gonna get the indication when I'm coming for it. You feel me? So I'm like, damn, why this nigga keep looking at me? Sure enough, it was too long of a time of him staring. I had to look up. So I looked up. As soon as I looked up, he was on me. He locked eyes with me. I looked up. He was like, yo, what the fuck you looking at? I'm like, what? Looking at? I ain't even looking at you, bro. Because I know how that little library was. You can't do shit in that library. You feel me? So I'm like, bro, what? I'm not even looking at you, bro. What you talking about? He jumped up, threw a chair at me, you heard? I'm like, yo, this nigga pulled. I'm like, yo, this nigga pulled the mad stunt. Police nigga came right to me. Jones, my name was Melvin Jones on the Allen at the time. Yo, Jonesy, fucked out my little library. I don't know what this silver-tongued ass nigga told that nigga to stay in the library, because once he kicked me out, my little two shooters came with me. So we in the hallway like this. Soon as that nigga come out, his ass is out. Word. I was shopping that hallway for like hour. That nigga never came out. I'm like, yo, how the fuck this nigga throw a chair at me and they ain't kick him out? You feel me? I'm like, wow, this nigga pulled the mad stunt. I think maybe like 2 weeks go by. I seen the nigga in the mess hall on the line, 2 upper in the adolescent house with John Rambo. Now, John Rambo is a childhood friend of mine. He went to school with me. I know he used to live in Brooklyn. I don't know, he went to Bronx. They turned him out. I I think that nigga was born in Brooklyn. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I seen that nigga in motherfucking on the island, and he was on some Bronx shit. I'm like, yo, I know you from Kids, nigga. We out of fuck. I ain't even know how that happened.
Yeah, I gotta make a correction. My fault. I gotta make a correction because I said on one of the other episodes I dropped that son is originally from Tilden, but he originally from LH. It's LH that son is originally from, and he went to the 5. He went to 275.
He was in my class in 275. You heard?
Yeah, I went to 275 too.
Me too, Conrad. Me, Bob. That was my school. The principal used to carry a hammer, Mr. Fletcher. That 275 shit was real. Right. That shit was, they kicked me out of there, and then I went to Marcus. That's how I'm well rounded, to be honest with you. And like I said, I always was pro real dude. So I met a lot of dudes, man, from all over, man. I came to respect, and they came to respect me. Like if I say a name, it ain't, you know what I'm saying, like I know them, we know each other. You feel me? So, like Omar, OG Mack, you know what I'm saying? He'll testify to it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to clown nobody or nothing. It just is what it is. Like, I don't know what he told that officer, but he ain't come out that library. We was in the hallway waiting for his ass. It might not have been for an hour, but we definitely was waiting. And then when I did see him, he was in the house with John Rambo, and John Rambo was like, yo, dude, what's up with you, my man? Yo, this my man. I was like, oh, word. I said, man, that shit ain't about nothing. So, that shit was good from there. And then maybe 2 weeks after that, we was in Mall 4 at the time. He came down to my house, Mall 4. He had a very nice ring on it. He ain't come down like no sucker, but like I said, I already told John Rambo that, so it wasn't nothing. I came to the Seagate. I seen them out there. I told the police, yo, that's my man. He coming on our side. And he came over like a G. A lot of motherfuckers was hesitant to come in Mall 4. That shit was crazy, man. It was, the fucking ceiling was leaking with water and shit. Motherfucking phones always fucked up. We gotta cut a nigga to get the fucking niggas to fix the phone. Stupid shit. Yo, word, bro. Stupid shit. That house was fucking crazy. That was the house I was telling you we used to make motherfuckers go through the Soul Train line. That's when you gotta run through everybody throwing hammers at you and all that shit. Niggas trying to knock your head off and all. And if you go through that, then you could stay. Shit like that. We used to take sugar packs and make them fight inside the sugar. If you break the sugar, everybody kick up in your ass. You know what I'm saying? We was kids, man, doing kid shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was real shit, though. Some of the shit was real. Some dudes was getting their heads blown off. You know what I'm saying? They wearing scars, you know what I'm saying? That, that they got, from back then. So the shit, it was real shit too, man. But it was, a lot of shit was just over dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dumb shit, bro. A lot of dumb shit. Like that shit with me, I ain't even gonna front. If that shit sparkled after that, man, I wanted it, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I was doing that shit so much. Hamo, Tyson Man, Daryl Baum. I met him in jail. I know he's older than me. And, I heard a lot of good things about him in the street as far as being official. Dudes talk about him in books all on the internet. They be talking about Hamo official. And, a close friend of mine, shout out to Miz, that's who wrote Bulldog, Crow, Bishop. You know what I'm saying? Miz, that was his man. You know what I'm saying? Hamo, T-Rock. You know what I'm saying? But Hamo came through. He was already up north in 91. This could have been the end of 90 or the beginning of 91. But he was already up north. But he came down for something. You know what I'm saying? He must have went on a visit and got a big-ass chain and a piece and shit. And I didn't even know that nigga, bro. But like I said, rest in peace. My name was ringing so much for doing that shit. I think I was in Mall 8 at the time with Shoe Shine and Kojak and them. Shout out to Shoe, shout out to Kojak. So we come in the mess hall. I just see a big light-skinned nigga with a big-ass chain on his neck on the other line, like, yo, who named Rondu? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? I'm Rondu. Wow, what's up? He grabbing his chain like, yo, you want this shit? I'm like, hell yeah, I want that shit, you heard? I start walking over to the nigga and shit. And you know the police know. The police know.
What made him say that though? Because he just heard what you was in there
He
doing?
heard about this shit I was doing. I told you, bro. Like, yo, real shit. What's son name? Damn, that's, I think, Head. You know Head from Notion Avenue? Head got cut for some shit I had did, man, one day. I think I robbed the Spanish dude, man. We robbed the Spanish dude and shit, man. And then they popped it. They thought I was in Marjorie Low at the time, so they house was passing the dude house, and they popped on the house, and Head got cut in that shit. Well, I was, yo, bro, yeah, bro. I'm telling you, once they robbed me for my chain, man, I was on go with any jury,
and
man.
You said that was in a mess hall when he said that?
Yeah, word. He just, word, that shit let me know that my shit was ringing for real.
Everybody,
like I said,
he tried to say it in front of everybody so everybody could hear it?
That's what he did. You know, that's why I say, yo, Hamo, I don't know what everybody say. They say what they want about Hamo, but Hamo was a gangster. That's the type of shit he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that was the type of the shit later on, you know what I'm saying, the type of shit that I would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, let the nigga, everybody robbing niggas for jury. There's a dude named so-and-so in here robbing niggas for jury. I just went on the dance floor and got a big ass chain. What I'm gonna do? Wait for him to come get me? Nah, I'm gonna look for him. You know what I'm saying? He said, yo, who Rondu? I was like, yo, I'm Rondu, what up? You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, you want this? I was like, yeah, I want that. I started walking towards him. A bunch of, you know, the little adolescents I was in the house with, they started walking towards him with me. The police, yo, y'all get back in the fucking line, you know, shit like that or whatever. And, you know, as I was walking towards him, he started walking towards me. So the police was like, yo, big man, yo, like I said, he was grown. I think Hamo probably had me about 10 years. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, he probably had me about 10 years or 7 or 8 at least. But like I said, he coming down from up north. He was big as a motherfucker at the time. His weight was up. He was up north working out and all that. You know, you feel me? Yeah, it was a big ass cable or some shit with a big ass dinner plate or some shit. It was some big shit, some nice shit. I think it was too big for something that you could have up north, because I had a chain damn near my whole time up north. I done seen the biggest shit up north. I ain't seen no shit like that. But nevertheless, whatever it was, he was like, nigga, you want this shit, come get it. When I came for it, the police was like, yo, and then, you know, they went to him, yo, big man, yo, step back. They put their hands on the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hamo slapped the nigga hand off like, yo, don't put your fucking hand on me. Word, I remember that. And
who,
then
the police or somebody in the crib?
To the police. To the police. He told the nigga, yo, don't put your fucking hand on me. The nigga went to push Hamo back again. Hamo dropped him. Yeah. Knocked that nigga the fuck, put that nigga on his back pockets, you heard? Word. Put the nigga on his back pockets. When he put the nigga on his back pockets, boom, the rest of the police rushed him. You know what I'm saying? And they rushed the nigga. You know what I'm saying? So we was kids, but you know what I'm saying? We still knew the fucking rules. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that shit ain't right. So we start, you know what I'm saying, grabbing police. Niggas start throwing trays and shit at them. Nigga, fuck off them. You know what I'm saying? A little mini riot. So they got the fuck up off the nigga, pretty much, and just, you know, they took him out. They took all of us out. I think Shoe, I don't know if Shoe got grabbed up in that shit, but they grabbed me up. They grabbed a few other niggas up, and they put us all in the YB. He was in the YB next to us, but they put us in the YB. They put him in a hospital, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because they fucked his arm up. You know what I'm saying? So he had a little sling on his arm. He had a little eye jammy and shit. They brought him in a pen next to us, and you know, I asked him like, yo, bro, you know. He was like, yeah, you know, that's he introduced. He said, yo, nah, my name Hamo. You know, I heard about you, you know what I'm saying? I heard you was robbing niggas in the building, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to let you know I was in the building. She was like, yo, this nigga crazy, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, I ain't think, man, that shit ain't about that, man. You good? I think, like, yo, I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't do no more talking, you heard? But now, I had a cousin Well, that shit gonna be in the book, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it went a little further with Homo than it was supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? You know, because of, you know, I pretty much wasn't sweating that shit. Me and him ain't never get into nothing, but I'm gonna put that in my book, man, about this incident that he got into with my cousin behind that shit, man. Word, you know what I'm saying? But me and Homo wound up meeting each other up north after that shit. We was in Southport together, you know what I'm saying? And you know, me and him got kind of close, man. We got kind of close. That was before he came home and got killed, you heard? Check this out. I came up north in 91, right?
And that island shit was 89, you said, with Homo?
That incident happened in either 90 or 91. I can't remember exactly when he came down or when that happened, you heard? But it was either the end of 91, the beginning of 90, somewhere around that time, you heard? And I went up north in 91, I think March or April and shit, and they sent me to Ulster. The first day, I think it was the first day I got there, I went upside a dude head in the day room over the chair, over the TV with a chair. I hit him with a chair, hit him upside the head with a chair over the TV and shit in the day room, and they put me in a box in Ulster. You know what I'm saying? When I was in a box that weekend, they called me for a visit. My mom's came to see me and shit, and she was like, yo, a big ass envelope, a jury came to the crib, you heard? I said, word? She was like, yeah. She said, yeah, had your name on it in Rikers Island. I said, oh, okay, yo, and you know, just keep all that shit. But, you know, that shit was all the jury that over the years, right? When you get in an incident in a house, like say if you cut somebody or somebody else might cut somebody, or we might have a fight in the hallway, like for instance, one day, it was during the Brooklyn and Bronx shit. I think it was me, I forgot who else from Brooklyn, and it was Frazier and a few other. I think it was NA and somebody else from Brooklyn. It was Frazier and a few other dudes from the Bronx. We all was squaring off in the hallway in a 4 building, just swinging razors and shit at each other. Some kids, some little bullshit. I don't think nobody got cut in that incident, but the police, when the squad came and broke it up, had a bunch of jury on. They took all my jury from me. That was their way of getting back at us when we do shit. You see what I'm saying? So out of all the incidences that I might have got in, or that type of incident where they took jury from me, or they just came in the house to search and just get on some bullshit one day and just take jury from me, out of all the shit they took, I used to think they was keeping our shit, but they used to give us little slips for the shit. I used to throw them shits away. Like, I really didn't know at the time how that shit went, but it was going into our personal property. So when I went up north, before I went up north, I went to social service. The lady was like, yo, if you got any personal property, where you want to send it to? I gave her my mom's address. So when I got up north and she came to see me, all that jury, they sent it to the crib. Word. And it was a bunch of shit, bro. My brother was like, nigga, all type of shit, bracelets, rings, all type of shit, bro. Word. Official shit too, nice shit.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy. They kept it official like that.
Yeah, all that shit was in my property, man. Word. They gave all that shit to my mom's, man. Word, they sent all that shit there. I thought all that shit was gone, but that's really was Rondu in a nutshell, bro. To keep it honest, to be honest with you, like I said, like every house I went to, I had phone time. I wore my jewelry. I stayed fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, my co-defendant was really on some more trying to stay fly shit than me, because he was a booster nigga in the street back in the days, and he was just always on that fly shit, so that's what he was known for. He was one of the first ones out of all of us that actually bagged one of the COs that was working on the island, and actually the CO that he bagged, I used to shoot game at her, and she was receptive to it, but I ain't know I could take it that far. So when he got the number, I was tight. That made me go hard too. I ain't gonna blow my shorty up, but I wound up bagging somebody too, and she hung out with me for a little while when I was up north and all that. She was sending me shit and all that. But like I said, I was a wild child, man. I wound up doing the whole 7 years, so she cut out.
You talk about Moosey?
Yeah, Moosey was a fly nigga.
You know that he was the one who had the broad.
Yeah, he was the first one that bagged out of all of us that I know of, unless somebody else that kept it quiet. But he wasn't keeping it quiet. Everybody knew that was his shorty, you know? He wound up going home and moving in with her, too. Yep. And me, you know, I had shorty, too. I bagged a nice shorty. I was what, 17, 18? She was like 27, 28. That was the, you know what I'm saying? And when I went up north, Fruit trying to shoot at her. You know they call Fruit my twin. Shout out to Fruit, man. I told Fruit Quan I was going to do this. You know, he passed me a number. But Fruit, yeah, I heard that you was shooting at my shorty when I went up north because she told me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Fruit came through on some bullshit. You know what I mean? And you know Fruit, they say me and Fruit is twins, man. So, you know, it wasn't hard for him to say, you know, we had the same type of swag, so it wasn't hard for her to even mention him, let me know that she was feeling him, you know? Yeah, Fruit. But Fruit came through on Go too, you know? I heard a lot about Fruit too, but he came through when I was, you know, when I was younger. He came through when he was younger. He came through for a little while, and then he went home, and then he came back through. When he came back through, I was gone. That's when Mano was there. That's when Mo Dog came back through. Mo Dog was co-defendants with Mano, and Germ came back through, and a few other dudes I heard was still there, man. Word, they didn't go home for that long neither. But that was the temperature. Back then it was wild, bro. I heard Hook Off talking about 3 lower, bro. Man, that shit was crazy, man. Let's even think about that shit, bro. It was crazy. They used to bring dudes down there to get them to come in the house, and dudes would refuse. Like, yo, I'm not going in there. And that, you see, it's not like now. Now a lot of dudes is gang banging. If you blood, you can't go in the Crip house. It's all right for you to refuse the house. When I was coming through, it ain't no I go where they put me, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't no refusing nothing. I heard dudes talking this Brooklyn and Bronx shit. I'm gonna give you a for instance, right? The dude that I was, right? At one point, all of us was in Mar 3 Lower. Me, Ja, Hope, Cool Out, Jack, few other dudes, Moosey. We was doing so much shit. The superintendent put the warden pretty much put a separation order on us. Like, yo, you 5, 6 dudes, y'all motherfuckers can't be in the same house no more, together no more. Y'all cause too much havoc. So they brought us all into the bullpens, and we was sitting in there with our property until they found another house for all of us to go to. You understand what I'm saying? They sent one dude back here, one dude over here, one dude over there. Everybody had houses to go to. Me, they was gonna send me to Mod 8. They was gonna send my little man Ja, who's a grown ass man now. Ja, that's my bro. He be looking out for me. Ja, one of the months from Bed-Stuy, he official. Ja, they was gonna send Ja to 2 Upper. Now at the time, to be honest with you, 2 Upper was a Bronx house, and the Bronx and Brooklyn shit was in full effect. You feel me? So Ja was like, what? I ain't going to that motherfucker. You know what I mean? And, you know what I'm saying? I ain't take nothing from Ja because, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a smart move being from Brooklyn going up there. But me seeing that and, you know, being who I was, my heart was always bigger than my chest. You know what I'm saying? I told the police, all right, y'all got me in Mod 8. Y'all got him in 2 Upper. You put him in Mod 8 and you put me in 2 Upper. You feel me? And I went up there, you feel me? Now, I knew that was a Bronx house, and they don't make it seem like, you know what I'm saying? I thought I was going to go up there and take over that shit, you know what I'm saying? But I knew what it was, and I wasn't scared. So when I went in, it was a Spanish nigga on the phone. I said, yo, bro, let me get that jack. He got off the jack, like, yo, I said, no, I said, yo, let me get that jack. He was a scary nigga anyway. It was morning time, so, you know, he was just one of them, probably a herb or something that was just, you know, niggas let rock in the morning. You feel me? He got off the phone. You know, back then the phones, you could take the receiver off. You know what I'm saying? So I took the receiver off. I put it in my bag. None of these niggas do. I was even in the house yet. I just came in the house. It was 2 up in his cell. So when you first come through, the phone is right there. You know what I'm saying? So I took the phone as soon as I came through, like, yo, let me get that. Boom, I put it in my back pocket, and then I went in the day room. Prince was in there. Prince my man, too, now. Prince was in there. It was a Gargamel. I heard him talk about Gargamel was in there. There's a few other dudes was in there. Shout out to Gargamel, too. He official, you know what I'm saying? All this shit is, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know the story. I went up in there with the phone. I had a razor in my hand, and you know they wasn't. You know what I'm saying? They definitely ain't back down. They locked the day room door on me, but none of them niggas wanted to get cut. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Like, so I was swinging a razor and just keeping them up off me or whatever. And Gargamel got too close. I had the phone in the other hand. He got too close. I smacked him with the phone. Bam! Split his shit in the middle, like a nice little split on his head before the police came in there and broke it up. They broke it up. They put all of us in the cells. I'm telling Gargamel, like, yo, bro, you supposed to know better, because you know what I'm saying? You was my man. But, because I was fucking with Gargamel. I never was on no real Brooklyn and Bronx shit. But I'm like, yo, how you get up on me like that? You know, he was in front of me or whatever. But, you know, and you know, they calling down. I'm like, man, you know, so you know, whatever. When we come out, but the police, they knew what time it was. So they just came, yo, you know, pack the shit. I don't want to go nowhere, I told them. But they was like, yo, pack the shit, you out of here. So they packed me up and moved me to Marna anyway, but they moved me on the other side. You know what I'm saying? From job. But that's the type of shit I was doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just to be doing it. Like it wasn't no rhyme or reason to this shit. I wasn't looking for no problems. I ain't looking for no problems with this shit now. But that's who I was, man. I was a little fighting motherfucker. A rumbling motherfucker. That's all I was. And I kept a smile on my face when I was doing it. I never used to walk around with no mean face. A lot of dudes will tell you, man, back then I kept a smile on my face, man, always. Some say it was an evil smile, but it was just me, man. It was recreation for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my element. Because at the time, like, I came up in the sports and I always was active. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, fighting, like I said, I came in the DFY. And then I got bullied. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, from Brownsville. You know, my older cousins, I came up under Umar and Born Son. And these niggas is tough. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I came up under dudes like Alfie. I was in, you know, like DFY with like dudes like Alfie, man, from Tanam Boy. This nigga, you know, was like my son. I think my son died when he was like 15. Like, we was together when we was like 13. Like, he one of the only dudes, like, I looked in his eyes and I ain't see no fear about nothing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I met dudes like that, I knew the difference between dudes that play crazy, dudes that really is crazy. You understand what I'm saying? And that's pretty much the difference. Dudes that play crazy and dudes that really is crazy. For the most part, when you say crazy, I mean just dudes that really don't got no fear. The dudes that I met like that really didn't have no fear, all of them is dead. They dead already. You understand what I'm saying? And they died young. You understand what I'm saying? For those of us that had a healthy amount of fear, we still here. You understand what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, that healthy amount of fear is what kept us out of them situations where we really would have lost our lives. Because the flesh is weak, bro. If anybody get that shit twisted, then you won't get twisted. Is anybody get? That's the Brownsville motto, ABG. Anybody could get it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I just laughed at all these dudes that's running around acting like they tougher than the world. Nah, bro, you like me. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You ain't tougher than nobody, but ain't nobody tougher than you. You feel me? I just, love the way I came up. Because the time I came, I look at these young dudes now, and I just, you know what I'm saying? I feel for them because they missing out on a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from Van Dyke Projects in Brownsville. You know what I'm saying? I had cousins from Langston Hughes that was official. What that made me do is go to Langston Hughes and meet them and see how they was moving over there. You know what I'm saying? And then from going to school with dudes from Tilden, I was in Tilden, going to camp with dudes from, Sethlo, Howard. I was all over my projects. And then from there, I was all over my borough. And then when I got knocked, I was meeting dudes from all the other boroughs. But that's the difference from the state and the feds. With my mans in the feds, they was meeting dudes that, the official ones, they was meeting dudes international from different states. But being that I did so much time in the New York State penitentiary and I was official, I just met all the dudes that's official, that's from New York, from all the boroughs. You know what I'm saying? And so that was what was genuinely unique about me and being in all these prisons like Clinton. After the adolescent shit, when I actually went upstate and I grew up, and I started meeting grown men, and I started learning about life, and I started reading a few books, and I opened my eyes, about the ignorance of it all. It just amazed me. And now to be at the age that I am and to be able to look back at this shit, it's fascinating, bro. So I definitely want the world to check for my book, which is called Arrested Development Dysfunction. And it's about grown ass boys, man. I hear Fuquan talking about from boys to men, and it's real, man. The shit that we went through as far as arrested development. A lot of us is experiencing things at 40, 50 years old that we should have experienced when we was 20 and 30,
That's a fact. Well, and those places we was put at as adolescents, man, them shit psychologically scarred us for life, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Facts.
So whether, cause I think about that, I say, we all grown 40s, pushing 50s, and we all talking about Rikers Island shit and adolescent shit, but really, bro, it's therapy for real, because we are psychologically scarred from what we was going through. Like T-Bone was talking about how he was stressed when he was in the box for the first time, in the Bing for the first time at 16, 17. But this is why that shit is outlawed now, because that shit is psychologically scarring.
From 17, from the age of 17 to 39, I spent all my summers in the penitentiary. Really all my years, but I say all my summers because the last summer I had was 1989, and then the next summer I had was 2012. Because I came home for that brief period in 1996 to 1997. I came home in December. I got knocked in May, right before the summer hit. And I did 15 years from there. And an interesting thing that is going to be in my book is when I got knocked for the 15 years, I was in HDM. I think I was about to go to trial, or I had just blew trial. And I looked on the TV and I seen DMX and Cameron. I think it was a DMX and Cameron video. And I said, oh shit, Earl, that was my man, bro. Good friend of mine, you heard?
That was on the island?
No, in DFY. We was in YDC3 together. When I came home from Tryon, they put me in YDC3 in like a boys' youth home on Carroll Street, across the street from Medgar Evers. Shoe Shine was in there. That's when I first met Shoe. That's when I met a dude named M1, a Spanish guy named Charles Villafane. He was from Flatbush, Panama. There was a few dudes that, turned out official that I met later on in life too, and we continued our relationship. But DMX came while we was already there. I was there already when he came in. It's an interesting story when he came in. You know what I'm saying? Me and him had a fight. That's how we wound up getting to know each other. I put that in my book, man, about that, man. Me and Earl. But when I seen him in HDM, bro, you know, because after we had a fight, we got kind of close, to be honest with you. And I was taking him to Brooklyn, all that. DMX wasn't no sucker. Back then, he really wasn't messing with the drugs like that. We was all young back then, so I can't tell you what he did, but I can tell you about passion, real shit. And this is what, like I said, to be the age that I'm in now and to be able to look back on my life and everything that happened, it just amazes me on some of the shit, that I see. It's like with him, like when I met him, the reason, you know what I'm saying, I put that in a book. I don't want to give away everything, but let me get back to passion. He was one of the most passionate people I ever seen at the time with rhyming. You heard? He used to rhyme for me all the time when we got close. He had a story that he used to rhyme about him and his man in the street. His man got killed. I loved it, that rhyme. He never made that rhyme into a record. But if I would have got to talk to him, I would have asked interesting why he never made that shit into a rhyme. I loved it, that shit. He used to spit it for me all the time. But real talk, bro. He was more passionate about rhyming than anybody I met at the time. And at the time, I considered myself a rapper, because rap come from our era. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's interesting now that, you know, you got 50, 55, even 60-year-olds. You understand what I'm saying? That, you know, rap started in our era, so we still interested in listening to it. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. It can't be like that with no era before us, because it started in ours. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why you could tell that this music is going to last forever. You understand what I'm saying? Because it started with the kids, and the kids is grown now, and the kids still want to hear it.
Yep, you got grandmothers. Yep, you got grandmothers and grandfathers.
Hear it. It's from our era.
Yep, you got grandmothers and grandfathers that they grew up off of rap.
And that's why it's still a market for dope rap. But that's what we gotta show the industry also, that it's still a market for brothers like T-Bone, you understand, and whoever else, Killer. I know Killer used to rap. Whoever else, they need to get an old school group.
Yeah, nah,
to be
that's
honest
a fact.
with you, because it's still a market. We ain't making a rap for these young dudes unless they want to hear the Jews that we got to spit. If they don't want to hear it, they don't want to hear it. But I definitely want to hear what brothers like T-Bone and them got to say, because it's relevant.
That's right. It's a grown man's game. If you really want to be honest, is putting the hands of hip hop. It's putting it in the young dudes' hands that fuck the game up.
Because they only interested in making money, or, you know, to be nefarious, you know, to have, you know, to look at it in a nefarious way. They probably just want to destroy the culture
it ain't enough
through the
Jews in it.
message that they can get the young boys to spit.
Yeah, it ain't enough Jews in it, because dudes is young and they ain't really learned too many life lessons yet. Now, I mean, they ain't really lose too much yet.
Experience is everything, bro. You know? When you speak it from experience, you speak it from experience. When you only 20 years old, you don't have that much experience. That's what I got over you, young bro. You understand what I'm saying? I got, you know, damn near 30 years over you.
Yeah,
You feel?
bro.
When I was 20, I ain't get that. So when the dude 40 came at me, yo, bro, nigga, fuck you gonna tell me? If I looked at him and he didn't measure up to what I thought, you know, where a motherfucker supposed to be at 40, I ain't want to hear that shit. But maybe he can't tell me what to do, but he can tell me what not to do. He still got 20 years of experience over. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that's what I want these young brothers to get, man, because it's a jewel I came across when I was in jail, man. You know, a man that learned from his own mistakes is a wise man, but a man that learned from the mistakes of others is extraordinary. You feel me? if I could take your shit, if you could just tell me not to touch don't touch the stove because it's hot, and I never got to touch that shit, and I listen and never touch that shit because I trust and believe in what you say, and you give me correct information, then you could save me a world of pain. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But for most of us, we gotta touch the stove to learn for ourselves, to realize that, nah, that shit ain't to be touched no more. You feel me?
That's
and I get that. It's nothing wrong with it because, you know, self-experience is the best experience. But like I said, those that can learn from the experience of others is extraordinary. Those be the ones that make it somewhere that others don't make it to. You feel me? And that's what I'm trying to get these young dudes to see now. Like, yo, bro, I was caught up in the mentality that, brawn over brains, when it's actually brains over brawn. It's cool to be smart now. So if you got a brain, use that motherfucker, man, because it's gonna get you farther than your body will.